Hello, hello. We are reading a new chapter of Bokuben after that fantastic long Kurisu Sensei arc. Now I think we're going back to kind of some more episodic, one girl at a time adventures, like one girl, one chapter, which is a nice change of pace. I think being able to kind of alternate between those modes is a real strength of a series like this. We'll see. This looks like an Ogata chapter. It's called The Connection Sometimes Makes Her Feel X. So I'm going to call you two out so suddenly. He and my best friend? It's better. Oh, this like narrative bubble on the left here, like halfway down the page, is so sad. Like normally these sort of narrative bubbles are just like, what in the world could she have in store for our heroes? What, like, kind of like that sort of open-ended question or whatever, and here it's just, please hang out with her just a bit. What's the invention you wanted us to see, Sekisho-san? Oh boy, well this is like a Nisekoi plotline. This is like 5 or 6 Nisekoi plotlines, at least, where some sort of wacky invention made by Chitoge's mafioso family falls into the wrong hands again and again and again. And oh boy, it's like a magical spray that makes you say the opposite of what you mean to say. Oh boy, it's a magical pair of handcuffs, or technology handcuffs. They'll only let go if you confess your love. I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be something like that. Yeah. What is this? They're going to hold hands. One day, trend B. Solid 15-hour hold. Super adhesive to lists for 15 hours. They just stare at her. Because they know. They know what genre they're in. It's amazing knowledge you're showing us for it. Also, how did she make this packaging? This sort of packaging, I feel, is like way too sophisticated for someone's little science lab project. But whatever. It's heat resistant and waterproof. That's nice. Chemistry Club will be showcasing their inventions at a conference soon, you see. After being a former member, I want to make one of their trial products. Yeah. So she's not in the club anymore. As the TN note reminds us, usually third years will retire from club activities and then when like studying for entrance exam really ramps up. Just like, you know, I always thought that was kind of a sort of a sad but beautiful sentimental moment where senpai is moving on and has to focus, and it gives really kind of a focal point for their beloved kohais to both live up to their expectations and carry on the club's traditions, but also support their senpais in any way they can. It's nice. I mean, there's all sorts of things that I would really criticize about Japan's education system. But a lot of the kind of interpersonal relationships it brings out in people, and kind of the camaraderie and such, I think is quite beautiful in some ways. Anyways, only friends I can show this sort of thing off to. Alright, so they're both pretty excited. They're both enthusiastic about it. Straight at once. And she immediately gets it on her hand. And now everyone is rushing over. Oh, so Ogata and Narayuki aren't going to be the ones holding hands. It's going to be Sekijo and Narayuki? Yup. Okay. Sure. Yeah, this is like a Nisekoi plotline, but it's a little different because it's not one of the main heroines, but the nerdy, insane love rival character. Sure. I don't know why, but sure. This is a very confusing plotline, but sure. Oh, okay. So we're getting some kind of fan service of Risu touching her hand. Nice. Same world, different reality. Never liquid. Oh my gosh, what next? Try their best to be a never before seen sticky liquid. Never liquid. This time I made sure to put the cleaning progress side of the entrance. I remember that one. That was like so many chapters ago. It's alright, sure, we'll throw a little reference into that. Sure, sir. Okay, so she's gonna wash her head off. Never before seen sticky liquid. Oh, it's... I don't know. I'm not gonna investigate this too much. What are you gonna do for the rest of the day? It's tough to explain the situation to my family. Saying in my place, my parents basically believe in a hands-off policy for parenting. Both of them are working, they're rarely home. There won't be any problems if it's just one night. She dumps all her clothes on top of it. I can't shower in peace with my clothes on. So we're getting some Sekijo fan service. We haven't had much of that before. I guess everyone has to get a turn. Oh, and then Ogata. Alright, I kind of like... I think where series like this can excel in the sort of fan servicey department, if we can take a step back from this titillation and talk about it in terms of its innovations, and what I like is kind of a nightmarish comedy of errors where the flustered MC is beset on all sides by different sensory experiences and fetishy things. And so this kind of thing where it's like the eye covering, the chest press, the seeing briefly this other girl naked, that all kind of adds up to this insane chaos of sensory overload. Yeah, all right. I mean, I think that's where they can really push. Like that's where you see true something. I don't know how to talk sensibly about this, but do you kind of get what I mean? It's not just about kind of like a pure, straightforward experience, but more about many things kind of colliding simultaneously. I think it's kind of interesting. Ah, see, look, Nariyuki actually is acknowledging exactly what I'm talking about here. I have clothes that were just taking off on my hand, someone breathing in my ear, and something soft on my back. And then he's not even mentioning the hands over his eyes or what he briefly saw. Things like that, you know, it all adds up. Alright, so now they're back at Sekijo's house. Ritsu came too, of course. So glad I made that super clue. Doing some studying. Before you let me into the room, both of you were taking quite a while inside and something happened. Oh boy. Did they have to quickly clean up everything? Oh, no. Look, there's all these pictures that have been placed face down, and there's a big sheet over something in the corner. I think she's got a whole bunch of Ogata creepy stalker merch. She's got some pictures of her here and like big plushies of her there. That's my guess. Oh my god! Yeah, to say the least. I'm gonna hide this stuff. Can you handle that side, Sekijo? It looks so suspicious. So suspicious. But Ogata isn't the type of person to notice things like this. Nariyuki having a hard time writing with his non-dominant hand. These thick curls, do you do this every day? See, this is how he both studies and helps them study, making these notebooks for them every day. I think that's quite nice. This is that really nice sense of devotion, of routine, of kind of this physical history being built up. Quite selfless. Sekijo stunned at his devotion. Pretty fun now. Aren't you a little cool now, huh? I hope Sekijo doesn't like fall for him though. I think that would be so lame. She clearly has an overwhelming, burning passion for Ogata, and I don't want to see that trivialized. I mean, they're gonna make jokes out of it, sure, but in the end, it's like they still don't take it away from the character. She still gets to love her, which is nice in the end. So Ogata likes the situation in the first place. That's not right with Ogata Ritsu at all. Yeah, no, she doesn't care. That's not how she thinks at all. Oh! Sure, sure. This shot of her with her like gigantic picture kind of looking back at her, I think is quite nice. So she's finally asleep. She's zonked out. Can't even take off his uniform. She's in her like lab coat thing still. I'm really glad I came along with us here. It'd be strange for one to decline something that's troublesome. She did without a second thought. That's really kind of you, Okada. Whoa! She's kind of a restless sleeper. Squeezing his hand, and he has no escape. He's going for the double handhold. There's no way I can possibly sleep like this. So the super glue conveniently wears off. You know, I don't think that's how anything works in real life, but after 15 hours, it's just done like that. And they're free. So worried what would happen after for a while. I couldn't sleep during the night. But it's a holiday at least. It's fine. I'm trying to ask her. I decided that was because she was half asleep. Oh, okay. So he was going to bring up the hand-holding thing, the cuddling thing. But in the end, he's like, meh. It's just how it is. So, kind of a... Ooh. Ooh, I like that. The final twist. That was dishonest of me. Nothing but jealousy. Nice, nice. That's nice. Nice kind of poetic, understated, little final twist. Okada had deliberately done it. She was jealous that her friend was holding Naruyuki's hand that whole time. She wanted to try it herself. And so she deliberately did that during the night. Yeah, alright. Okay, well, this is about what I expected. This is a pretty standard Bokuben chapter. We had some laughs, we had some fan service. As I said before, I like when they go in this really kind of crazy sensory overload fan service direction. All right, let's even think about that a little more. I think it's because there's always going to be some sort of disconnect, of course, between the reader and what they're feeling and experiencing, and what the character is feeling and experiencing. That is, of course, extremely inherent to these sorts of mediums. And then when you're going for like titillation or something, sometimes that kind of gap becomes like really kind of acute and can be alienating and can kind of take you out of that suspension of disbelief and that kind of pleasure zone. So sometimes it's better to have such an outlandish situation, such a complex situation, that it's not like there's just one thing that you're failing to replicate to feel like how Naruyuki is feeling. There's actually like 20 or 30 things going on right now, such that you're not really confronted with that small gap because it's actually like a huge gap. Do you know what I mean? I think that's part of how it works. There's other things going on too, of course, but I think that's part of how it works. Anyways, yeah, nice chapter. Looks like next time we're getting Fumino action. That's fine with me. So we'll see you then.